Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name's Julie, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're existing, thanks for coming back. This is another episode of my Crafty Cafe, which I think I called it. I can't believe it's 6 months since I last did the episode of this. I was intending to do it as a bit of a monthly thing, that I would do a monthly update, and it's just not happened. Life has gone a bit crazy. If anyone watches my main vlogs, they'll know that I changed jobs. I changed jobs twice inside that time, and so that's taken up quite a lot of my time, and it's just one of those things really. I think at one point I didn't have enough to update you on, and now I've got loads, so I'm going to get stuck right in. I have got a cup of tea on the go, and I need it because it's really cold in here today. I'm in the craft room downstairs, which is also Chloe's art studio, so this is actually Chloe's area that I'm in currently, although my cricket is up here, and my area is kind of over there. But to be honest, Chloe's been working in here, and Chloe's a typical artist, there's stuff everywhere, so I'm going to try and stay down this end of the room and hope that it's okay. Right, I don't know where to start. I think I'll talk about completed projects, whips that I've got on the go, things that I've bought, and also future projects. I don't know if my camera's straight. Let me just see if I can straighten it. I think that's okay. So things that I've completed, bear in mind it was 6 months ago, I made some bunting of the for the Jubilee, so I'll put some footage of that in. I did actually record my footage of making it all, but I probably won't bother inserting that at this point now. But yeah, I bought a sheet of bunting, which I made, and it was a bit of a faff, but I got it done, and had that proudly displayed for the not for the Jubilee, for the coronation, and so yeah, I did that, and it looked fine, and I put it away, so I've got that for any future coronations or celebrations we might have. So that's that. I'll insert a picture of that if I can find one. Next up, I did the coronation blanket. So this blanket was a labour of love. So this was a Sirdar coronation crochet along, and it came as a kit. It was in my last craft video, so if I remember, I'll put a link in somewhere to that, so you can go and watch that if you're interested. It was £28 and included the label, and my god, was it a labour of love. I've never made a blanket before, and it's something that I've never ever attempted. Some of the stitches on here were, you know, new stitches to me, and I'm quite good at crochet, I think, now, but yeah, this was a bit of a labour of love. So I'll try and show it you, or I'll insert some pictures if you can't see it. I did actually share it on my, I think it might be on my community page, but definitely on my Instagram when I finished it, which was a while ago. So I'll try and hold it up the best I can, and then I'll talk you through the different elements of it and show those parts of it as well. So you started off with the middle piece, obviously, which was a white granny square, and then you added a red border, which was done, I think that was granny as well. It might not have been, it might have just been single crochet. And then there was more granny, and then you went on to various different stitches. So there were wave stitches, quite a lot of wave stitch that were in different colour blues. I don't know if you can see that. And then we moved on to other stitches, more granny. There was a shell stitch, a lemon peel stitch. So I'll just try and make that close so you can see. So around the outside edge there was like a spike stitch. Behind that there was, I'm not sure, was that another single crochet? I'll have to look at the pattern, I can't even remember after all this time. This one here was particularly tricky because it's actually 3D leaves, so I don't know if you can see that or not, but the leaves actually do stick up out of the project, so you did some over and some under, and it was supposed to represent what's on the crown with the colour scheme. These jewels were a nightmare. There's 96 I think in total, and you had to make them all individually, and then you had to crochet as you go to attach them to the blanket, which again is something I've never done before. The row beneath that, actually no, this is the bit that's supposed to be on the crown, this bit here. So this bit is like a white stitch with a purple bobble through it, and it's supposed to represent the, is it called ermine on the crown? So yeah, that's the different elements. And then after you'd finished the blanket, you could add these optional things on, which I nearly didn't do. So I've got an orb and spectre, so it's orb and sceptre, not spectre. And then I added the label, which is the authenticity label for the coronation. Not everyone got that, so I'm quite proud of that. Then I added a crown, which looks a bit wonky, but it's actually 3D, so there are separate elements made. Then I added the English rose, which I almost nearly didn't add, and then decided at the last minute to add it. Is that all the corners? Yes. And then in the centre, I went for a shamrock because that represents my dad. So, like I say, it's a lovely, lovely warm blanket. It's very large, as you will see, and very cosy. And in fact, I think I might keep it over my legs while I'm in here because it is really cold in here today. So yeah, so that's something that I've completed. I haven't been very successful at completing an awful lot of projects this year. I've got another project down here which I have started. Let me just move that out of the way because this is stuff that I've purchased for showing you. So I started to make a top, and I really thought, in fact I need to be careful, have I got a stitch marker? Yes, I have. I really thought that I would get this completed. So this is just a vest top for the summer, and it's got a fancy neckline. And if you look at the neckline, so it's like a special stitch, and the rest of it is all like double crochet, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, apart from under the arms. So under the arms you've also got a bit of a pattern going on, which I don't think I did perfectly well, if I'm honest, but I did it whilst I was away in Yorkshire, and I did it in the car quite a lot. So that's the other underarm. I would only ever wear this at home. This was going to be something for the summer to wear when I work from home or when I'm just pottering around the house. And you can see, if I can go up, I'm not going to try it on. I was going to try it on for you, but it's too cold today. And I've so far got as far as just beneath my boob. So if I want it the same length as this jumper, I've still got quite a way to go. I think this is the issue, is I watch these people that make these tops and they're all fairly trim, shall we say, and so they're having a completely different size top to me. So just the width alone means that mine takes a lot longer, but also they wear crop tops. My days of wearing crop tops are long gone. So that's a whip that I probably won't pick up again now until next year, because I'm not going to be wearing it anytime soon. And I've got the instructions on the pattern, which I've printed off, which is here. So if you are interested in this pattern, if you decide that for whatever reason you want to make a summery top, maybe you're in Australia and it's summer for you now, this was called the, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this, the Aestas crochet top pattern, AESTAS, and it's by hookedbyanna.com, Anna Erlandson 2019. And yeah, it's a nice pattern. I'll see if I can show you what it's supposed to look like. So you'll see straight away what I mean. She's got a lovely slim figure. But it's a nice top, and I thought it was something easy, which it is. It comes in sizes extra small, small, medium and large, and extra large. The extra large being 45 inches, and I think I've done extra large. That's the one thing I haven't marked on the pattern, and I probably should have done, because if I put this down I'm not going to remember when I pick it back up again. I'll have to check. But I've either done it large or extra large. Let me see if I can remember. Yeah, I think I did it large, not extra large. But yeah, so that's one of my whips that I'm going to have to finish at some point. Now originally I'd started to make a previous vest top, which I got to the end of the first side and realised I completely misjudged the size and it wasn't right. And so I started this one and then decided to unravel that one so I could rescue the wool. So that's what this is. So this is in the bag with all of my cotton crochet. I'm going to take that out so I don't lose that, because I will lose it in that bag. Right, so that's a whip I've got on the go. Another whip I've got on the go is my jumper. So if you've watched me last time, and if you've watched my vlogs, I bought this last October. And this pattern is a special Aran with wool, and it's a Stylecraft pattern. I don't know if it's got a name. Has it got a name? It's pattern 9555, and you get the pattern for the sweater, the snood and the hat, and you are supposed to have enough wool in to do all of those things. Now I've changed my pattern slightly because this pattern actually has cable front and back, but to be honest the cable took me forever and I wasn't enjoying it, so I decided with the back I was going to just do plain back, and then I made a mistake. So the balls of wool for this are huge. This is when I've used half of the ball. They are massive balls, they're about 400 grams I think. So it's not a project that's mobile that you can take with you, and that is partly why I haven't progressed as much as I'd like to, because I haven't taken on holiday or anything with me. This has been a job that I put down, when did I put it down? Earlier in the year, and I haven't picked it back up till recently. To me this is very autumnal colours, sort of orange with little flecks of other things, and if you look, it's quite a nice wool. And I'll show you what I've done so far. I think I've completely misinterpreted my size, me with my body dysmorphia that I have. So this is the front, and you can see all the cable. You can't see it very well, but that's the sort of cable pattern. It needs blocking, I've not blocked it yet. So this is what it looks like if I put it up against me. Obviously I haven't done the other bits, but it is it's longer than the jumper I'm wearing now, but it's perfect length for me. So that's the front, and like I say, it does need blocking. And then the back seems huge. Now I made a boo-boo. I cast on the right number of stitches, and then I forgot that with the cable you do decreases and increases, and I didn't take that into account, and I got to a certain point and suddenly realised that I'd got the wrong number of stitches. So it's like just like a massive tent, and it's supposed to be the same size as the back, and it really isn't. So it is huge. So when I finish this jumper, it is going to be massive on me. If you think that is going to be the size of it, it's like I could almost like hem it round on itself. But yeah, that's the back. I am going to finish it because I feel like I need to. You can see where I realised my mistake and where I did my reductions, and there's probably a clever way of doing it that I didn't do, but you can see where I started to reduce it, and yeah, and then I've done my other reductions that were required. So I've started on the sleeve, but yeah, I didn't have the heart when I realised that I'd gone wrong to unravel it all and start again. I just couldn't do it. So even if I finish it and never wear it, I'm just going to put it down to experience, because I've only ever made a children's, like a baby cardigan. I've never made any garments before. My knitting's always been limited to sort of toys and other things. I did used to knit a few things actually when I was younger, but I haven't knitted anything like a garment for a while, and it was quite an ambitious project. So I've started on the sleeves. So the sleeves are full rib. The whole sleeve on the pattern, if you look at it, is all rib. So I've started that, and I think I'm on decreasing now. And I've had to make a note in my little notepad of the rows I'm doing and whether I do a reduction or an increase or anything. So where it says 2, I think I've got to do a reduction at either end or an increase at either end, one or the other. I can't remember that looking at the pattern. So that's my little notes that I'm making, that I mark off. So at least if I put the jumper down and don't go back to it for a while, I'll know where I've got to. So that's my 2 whips that are out of the way. I'll just put all this away so I don't get into a mess with all my wool. So I keep that in this little basket, which I got for my birthday from my brother-in-law and his girlfriend last year. And the idea was to sort of sit in my living room as a project I can just pick up and just leave it, and that's what I've been doing. But obviously over the summer I didn't feel like picking up a warm knitting project, so I didn't. And once I finished my blanket, I've pretty much only done that top and a few other little bits. I haven't done anything major. Put that blanket back over me because that's lovely and warm. So, other things that I've purchased and obtained since last time I recorded a video. And take these glasses off, even though I might need to put them back on in a bit, just because of the light they've gone dark and it drives me mad. I bought this book. So this is the Debbie Shaw Sewing Room Secrets Essential Skills for Dressmakers, and this was £2.50 in the sale, so I couldn't turn that down. Again, I haven't done a huge amount of garment making, and it's something that I really would like to do in the future. So it's got some nice projects in there, like a wrap skirt and things. So when I have the space and the brain capacity and perhaps some time off work, I'm going to have a go at doing some of this and trying to follow some of these. It tells you how to do bindings and hems and things like that. So all really good stuff that I haven't ever been taught how to do. So it even tells you how to understand pattern symbols and stuff, which is a godsend. So I bought that, and that's sitting on my bookshelf until I need to use it. The next thing I've got, I didn't have to pay for. So Toft, if anyone knows who Toft are they're like a crochet and knitting company, mainly crochet. They've got some books out, and I've got one of the books upstairs which is called Edward's Menagerie. But she also does the books that have patterns in for some really nice sort of like wild flowers, a bit like, what do you call the one that eats the flies? Venus flytrap. There's things like that. They look very like rocky, like Little Shop of Horrors type flowers that are in sort of containers and things. My sister's just bought the book, so I'm hoping to have a look through that at some point. But it was their anniversary of some kind, and they released this birthday ice cream pattern which was free for you to download at that point. So I've downloaded it. I haven't done anything with it because I didn't have the correct yarn for doing it. But I thought I'll just grab the pattern and put it in my folder so that when I next get the chance to do it, I can do that. So yeah, you can choose what colour ice cream that you want and change the pattern depending on what you want to do. So that's going into my little folder. The next thing I've bought is, did I bring it downstairs? I don't think I did. Let me just pop and get it. I'm back and I'm going to have a sip of my tea. Slightly out of breath, I've been up and downstairs. Right, so a few weeks ago, probably about 3 weeks ago I'm thinking now, Aldi had their wool in. So I bought some of their wool and I managed to get, I've got 5 balls of this. So this is ombre yarn, I don't know if you can see that because of the light. And it's, the colourway is that. So it says on it, this was warm chestnut, the variant, the colour variant. And it does 18 stitches and 31 rows is 10 by 10 centimetres if you're using a 5mm needle or a 5.5mm crochet hook. This is a 100g ball and it's 175 metres approximately. So I bought 5 of those. I'm not sure if that would be enough realistically. Chloe bought I think 4 of one of the other colour variants and she went to make a hex cardigan and I don't think it's enough. So we shall see. I might have to substitute it with something else. It is, does it tell you what type of wool it is? It doesn't say whether it's DK weight. But yes, I'm looking forward to having a go at that at some point. Again, very autumnal colours. And then I picked up some of they didn't have a huge amount left when I went in to this wall, but I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4 balls of this and 2 balls of green, and this is the chunky yarn. So these aren't as big as I thought they would be. I thought they were going to go quite far, but it said on it that there's a 100g ball does 50 metres. So 14 stitches and 19 rows gives you 10 by 10 centimetres if you're using a 8mm knitting needle and an 8mm hook, I think it says. So yeah, I bought it in that shade. I don't know if that shade's got a name, just beige, and I got moss, which is like a green one. And originally I thought, oh, I'll do something for Chloe because she quite likes these kind of colour schemes. But again, because I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these and 2 of these, I've got 6 balls, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Now, I would have thought 6 balls at 100g weight would be enough to do like a cardigan or a little jumper, but I'm not sure it is. If it's, the metres are quite a lot less than the other wool, so I don't think it goes with the other wool that I bought either because it's chunky yarn compared to double knit. So I'm just going to have to see what I can come up with, but if not, I might have to just wait for a bit until I get a bit of inspiration. Just recently I have bought this, and this wool I have opened, so apologies for the packaging. So this is Stretch Socks elasticated sock yarn. Now I have never made a pair of socks. This is supposed to be making It's 2 100-gram balls, and it should make 1 pair of socks, I think. Oh no, 1 pair of socks is 1 ball. So I think I can make 2 pairs with this. And yeah, 1 set of double pointed needles, 2.5 or 3.5 in size. Well, I've just bought some, like, they're in the shopping I'll show you in a moment. I bought some from Hobbycraft the other day, and I bought the sizes they had. I don't think I've got the right size because I don't think they had them. Knit 2, purl 2 is the trim. The main is just stocking stitch, and then it says 30 stitches and 42 rows gives 10 by 10, and it said, did it say on there 1 ball is? I don't know if it means 1 sock is 1 ball or 1, I don't know. But anyway, it's got the instructions inside, which is why I've opened it, just so I could have quick instructions. Now, I've never made socks before because, and I've wanted to for ages, because I watch a couple of different knitting podcasts on YouTube. Claire, who makes things, is one of them. She's converted more to doll content, but she's really good. When she does one of her Stitch Diary videos, I absolutely love her content, and I'll try and put a link in the description if I remember. But yeah, she's really good. She's very, very chatty, and I really like the stuff she makes. She's very, very talented, and I think she's made socks in the past. And another one that I watch is Laura Penrose. Used to be Penrose Knits, but I think her actual channel is called Laura Penrose now. She does a knitting podcast, and I started watching her at Vlogmas last year, and I love her content. Really sort of like laid back, slow moving sort of video. Really nice to put on while you're doing other things and listen to her talking while you're doing things. She's just started spinning her own yarn, which is not something that I would consider doing at the moment. But yeah, she does some lovely socks and mittens using that kind of wool, so I've bought that. I have found out that I think my sister might have got me some of it for my birthday. But that's fine, because I think it's the sort of project that I think I will be able to take out with me or in the car. And even over the winter, the days I'm in the office, I could probably take it with me, because it's not going to be a huge project. Even double pointed needles are only like 20 centimetres or whatever, they're not very long. So it's not going to take up a huge amount of room in my bag, whereas the cardigan, there's no way I can take that with me. And I couldn't have took this blanket. Moving on, I'll show you what else I've got. So that is a whip. Well, that's a future project, the socks. So I've just started watching a video this morning from someone called the Crazy Sock Lady, and it was just a beginner's vanilla sock, because there's different ways that you can do the heel, and I don't know any of them because I haven't ever made a sock, or I've not looked into making socks before, so that's my next job. So we went to Hobbycraft the other night, and Eddie and I have decided that we're going to start another sort of side business, and we bought our engraving machine a little while ago. In fact, I brought that in to show you. I thought I had. Yes, I have. So we brought an X-Tool engraving machine, and we want to make some little bits to sell, either on craft markets or on. We're not using Etsy. We think we've set up a Shopify for it, and I just did this as a little tester of the machine. So just for our kitchen. The wood if I'm laying my kitchen, my rules, which I think is quite sweet. And you can do things like, you can obviously do it again so that the text is darker, and I bought some paint so I can actually have a go at putting paint in and trying that. And I want to make some baby milestones and little signs and things like that with it. So there's plenty you can do with it. You can even do sort of cake toppers with certain colours of acrylic. And I've showed a bit of footage before, I think, when I've tested making things. I've even put a water bottle in there and put my name on it. So I'm still trying it. It's one of those things that I purchased, a bit like the Cricut, that I had tons and tons of ideas, and then the minute I bought the machine and unpacked it, my creativity just went, and I couldn't think of anything I wanted to do with it. So I'm getting there gradually, but it's just one of those things where I'm too scared really to have too much of a go at it, and I need a bit more time to be able to sit and look for some ideas for designs and then sit and have a good play with it. But you'll know if you watch my vlogs, time's pretty precious for me. I've got a lot of people pulling on my time. So anyway, Hobbycraft. So because we're doing this side business, we've also bought a new heat press. I've got a Cricut heat press, which is one of the Easy Press. They're sort of quite big, sort of square ones. But they're not ideal really for doing like DTF type pressing onto t-shirts and things, because you can't get the pressure very easily, that you don't know you're doing the right pressure. So I've bought a heat press. The heat presses come from HTV Ront, and it came really, really quickly, and I was really pleased with how quick it came until I opened the box. And to my disappointment, when I opened the box, it's damaged. I'll insert some pictures of the bottom of the machine where the box was not damaged at all, so it's not the delivery driver, because the delivery driver actually was really good when he put it down. He didn't throw it, it didn't look like he'd not taken care of it. And like I said, the box was not damaged at all, but inside there are 2 pieces where the plastic has like cracked and split, and it's quite sharp. So I immediately emailed HDB Ront. I've bought from them in the past. I bought Chloe a badge maker, which is actually in here over there on the table, which I don't think you can see it, but that came very quickly and it's been fine. And Chloe's worked with them because obviously she's an artist and she's done some vinyl stuff with them and had vinyl gifted to her, and she's always found it to be really good. And I emailed them and their support have emailed back and said, can you test it's working? So I went back saying I haven't tested it's working because I haven't completely unpacked it because it's damaged, and I want to find out about collection and delivering a new one. And they've replied back saying, we need to know if it's working, we'll offer you £30. So I think they're suggesting that I keep this one and they give me £30, which, to be honest, this machine was over £300. I don't think £30 is enough if they want me to keep a damaged machine, but they have asked me to test it, so I've got to test it, and they've asked me to video if it's not working properly. I'm at this point now where I'm thinking, I really want to use it and I really want to start using it. If it doesn't affect it in any way, shape or form, I may consider keeping it, but I need more than £30 off it. So let me know what you think in the comments about that, because I think it's pretty shocking, but I think it's a Chinese company, so I don't think English is their first language. You can tell by their email responses. But actually they responded to me really quick. Their customer service is good and the delivery was quick, so I can't complain about that. If the machine works okay, I'm tempted to just say, look, if you offer me a bit more money, like £50 back, then I might consider keeping it. It just means that if ever I decide that my business isn't for me and I want to sell it, I won't be able to get the value back because obviously it's damaged. But I'm unlikely to do that because Chloe's got her own business and she does tote bags and things. Tom is on about doing something, so we're all doing our inside hustles in my family, so I think we'll end up keeping it anyway, but we'll see what happens when I come to test it. I might actually insert some footage at the end of me testing it. It depends on how much time I get today. So I bought a bag. So this bag was for me to test my heat press, and I think this was £6. Have I got the receipt in this bag? This was from Hobbycraft. Now I set up the Hobbycraft app on my phone. I've used Hobbycraft Club Card, or whatever they call it, their loyalty scheme, for a long time. But I had an email through saying if I use their app and added the app to my phone, I'd get a £5 reward, which I did. So I've used the £5 reward against the things I've purchased. And they always do it in a really weird way because they almost take it off everything that you buy. But I bought some glue, which was £1, which was just general for the house, not for anything business related. But this bag was, they put £5.5, but it was £6, but they took some of the discount off it. Now this is quite a large canvas bag. The other tote bags didn't look great and I didn't like the size of them. This one's got a zip, so I thought even if I use it to go shopping, or if I use it for putting my knitting and crochet projects out and about with me, I can take that. It's got a long strap as a handle as well as a short strap, so I thought it might be pretty good. And if I go over to my sister's to do some knitting or crochet in the evening, I can put it all in this little bag, big bag should I say. In here, the other things I bought was I bought a little stocking, which again I'm going to try and put some sort of design on. I might even do a bit of embroidery on it. I think I'm going to do a stocking for Luna as a bit of an example as to what we can do, and then I might consider doing some to sell. But yeah, Luna hasn't got a little stocking at the moment. She's the only one in the house who hasn't. It's got a little hanging hook as well, and it's made out of the same stuff that you get the tote bags out of, just some cotton. So I'm going to have a go at doing that. That was, how much was it? £1. I got it for 84p because of my discount, but it was £1, which I don't think is too bad. So that's that. Then I bought my double pointed knitting needles. So this is for my socks, but I'm mistaken. I've got 3.25, which I think is the only one that will be usable, but I also bought 4s because for some reason when I got there I thought that it said that I had to have 3.5 or 4.5. So I'm hoping that the 3.25s are okay. So I might take those ones back. But they were, and they didn't hardly have any, and they didn't have anything smaller than the 3.25. They were, the 4mm ones were originally £3.50, so I got them for £2.94, and the other ones, oh, it's right. Oh, so you get 4 in that one, you get 5 in that one. The 5-pack of smaller ones, they were £2.80 and I got them for £2.35. So I'll definitely keep the small ones. I mean, I'm tempted to keep the big ones because you can use it for other things, and they're only £2. They're always handy to have in, but I could do with really getting some of the other size ones. So I'm going to have a look at my tutorials, and if they're not the right size, I'm either going to get some on Amazon, or there's a new wool shop or knitting shop that's opened in Belper, which is a town that's probably about half an hour away from me, so I might pop over there and have a look. The thing is, if I go in there, I know what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen. I'm going to buy more wool. Anyway, the other 2 things I bought in there to try it on my heat press, because I want to eventually do DTF transfers, but until I get my finger out and get my design sorted and order them, I'll be doing HTV. So I bought this one, which is like an orange colour, because I've seen a design for pumpkins for Halloween. So I've bought that one, and this is just I call it sizer, but I heard someone on the internet calling it scissor. I think it's like the Cricut cry cut thing all over again, and it's an easy weed HTV, and it says thermo transfer flexible. So they did have others in there that looked quite interesting. One of them, what were they? I can't remember now. I picked up one roll which was a Cricut brand, which was like illuminating, so it was black, but if light reflected off it, it was like glow in the dark, not glow in the dark, luminous. So if you were outside and you had it on a t-shirt, it would glow, like people would see you, reflective, that's the word. But that was £16.50, whereas these were cheaper, so I ended up putting the other one down and just buying these. And I've got an Easy Weed Sizer glow in the dark. So this one, I think it's initially white, but goes like a greeny colour. Which again, I was just thinking Halloween. So if I do some things and put it on Instagram or something, it's quite nice to play around with. So that's my purchase at Hobbycraft. That vinyl, in case you're interested, if you have got your own machine and you do any craft. The glow in the dark one was £8.50, so I paid £7.14, and actually the other orange HTV was £8.50, so £7.14, which I don't think is too bad. So I spent a total of £26.30 with my £5 voucher, so it would have been £31 originally. So that's that. And then on Amazon, I have also got delivered yesterday, some tote bags. So a pack of 10 tote bags. Now I don't know what they're like. When you look on Amazon, they get such mixed reviews. Some people say on some of them that they're brilliant, they're fantastic, just what you need. Other people say they're not all the same size, or some of the quality's bad. But I think, particularly when we start getting our DTFs, there'll be quite a few seconds anyway. So I'm not bothered about, I'm more bothered about them being fairly cheap while I start learning how to use the machine properly. So I bought those. I have bought these. So these are for if you do t-shirts, so you can line up to find the centre, and also to make sure you have the right gap between the neck and where the transfer starts. So they were relatively cheap. They're just called t-shirt rulers, and I can't remember how much they were, but I think they were about £7 or something. But they've got different sizes, so they've got children's and adults and stuff in there. So I've got those ready for doing t-shirts, and I have got a pack of butcher paper, which I didn't even know you could get over here, to be honest. I've never heard of it until I started watching people do this sort of thing. Now I have got a Teflon sheet with my transfer machine, but I think it's unbleached paper, and you just use it to protect the heat press when you're pressing things, but also to protect some of the fabric and stuff, so you can use it in various different ways. But this is just a pack of 120 sheets. I was a bit cross because I put it in my basket on deals day, and it had a small amount of money knocked off, and then I didn't order it that day. I forgot to press on the basket and check out, because as usual I'm doing a million things at once. So I ordered it the next day, but the deal had finished. But I think it was only like £2 difference, but even so. So yeah, I think that is everything I've got to show you. So my future projects are starting my business stuff, so playing around with the heat press and some designs for that, and doing my socks. I have got some embroidery sets upstairs as well, which I want to have a go at, and I probably will be playing around with my X-Tool. So if you're interested in this kind of content, then please let me know. Pop a like on the video and comment down below what you're currently working on, what things you're interested in. The other thing I had thought about doing, if you're interested, would be that if I can get my technology to work, so I'm supposed to be sorting a new phone out, I could think about doing a live and doing a craft with me live. It'd be one evening or at the weekend, because obviously I work during the day, so it would be just for a couple of hours where I can either sit and crochet or knit and have a natter with you, or I can sit and do some vinyl type stuff and talk to you while I'm working, whilst I'm weeding the vinyl and things. Let me know if you'd be up for that and whether you'd be interested. I don't think I've got that many people that watch me that would be probably interested, but I could also do it just as a sort of chatty, watch with me, come and ask me what you like, we'll have a bit of a chat, which I thought would be quite nice. And because I'll be doing something, it won't be just me sitting looking like that. I can actually sit and do something whilst I'm chatting with you. And you could do your project at the same time. It'd be like we're doing a knit and natter together. If that's something that you think you'd be interested in, again, let me know in the comments, and I'll gauge it by how many comments and how many likes I get as to whether it's something I'll explore doing. Like I say, I need to change my phone first, I think, and I need to look at my setup. So my laptop has got a webcam built into it, so I'm not sure whether I'd use my phone to do the live or my webcam. I'm not quite sure. I need to explore, because I've never done one before. Eddie streams on Twitch, but his setup is completely different because he does game play and everything and game capture. So I need to find out what I need to do. But like I say, that's a possibility for the future. Hope this video hasn't been too long and boring for you, and if it's something that you're interested in, again, let me know in the comments, and I shall see about trying to do these a bit more often. So yeah, that's the end of this mammoth video. So thank you so much for watching. I am intending to try and do Vlogmas this year, and if I do, there'll probably be some crafty bits in there, because Christmas is a time where I always enjoy crafting. So yeah, if you're interested, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell to get notifications when I upload. At the moment, uploads are quite not in a sort of specific pattern. I just upload as and when I can, depending on work and things. So yeah, it's handy if you have notifications on, so you know when I've uploaded a video, because sometimes I'll upload 2 in a week, other times it might be 1, sometimes it'll be none. It depends on how busy I am. There's nothing major going on between now and the end of the year, apart from I've got my birthday booked off work, so we're supposed to be going away, but apart from that, I'm hoping to keep my regular vlog uploads going, and possibly some regular craft content if there's enough interest for it. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next vlog if you're here for that content as well, or in my next craft video if you're just interested in the craft stuff. Thanks for watching, see you soon, bye!